Yo, 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 what is going on? What is going on, beautiful people? It's Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, tbkc, and all that sweet, beautiful, wonderful shh. Oh, man, beautiful day. Everything worked out, I guess, for the most part, from the situation I was telling y'all about. Well, for the meantime, let's just say that. But life goes on. I want to talk about prostates, right, in these dogs. And because we've had a few people disseminating false information, we might as well get to this. There's a huge difference between prostate issues. There's a huge difference between the prostate issues and a ruptured vein in the male's penis. Now, I see it's weird because people can tell people anything, and it's sort of easy to figure out, but we'll go through it. First and foremost, your ruptured veins. A ruptured vein is not that uncommon in dogs. Some people will notice when they pull their dog, there's a little bit of blood there on the sleeve sometimes. You can have ruptured veins. You can have a small amount of tearing, you know what I'm saying, in the shaft cover. Sometimes if the male gets a little too aroused too fast, he sort of forces it out when the shaft opening is not that bad. I mean, not open that big, and it'll cause tearing. I know this is not a comfortable subject to be talking about, but when you talk about the veins in the penis shaft of the dog are exposed, unlike that of a human where you have a layer of skin over them and everything like that, for added protection and everything. It's not the same way in a dog. They're very much so on the top, prevalent. So if this could happen during a natural tie accident, a lot of times what it happens from, and in the case of Denzel, it happened from a rough pull. And that'll happen a lot of times when people just don't know how to pull a dog. They'll actually try to, for lack of a better term, jack the dog off. When you don't have to do that, you just have to go behind the ball, apply a little bit of pressure. As that pressure is applied, the dog will do the work himself. Now, when that happens, a lot of times, if it's not a bad one, it'll heal up good and you probably will never have a problem with it. But if it, depending on the vein, depending on the individual dog, that tear can be reoccurring every time that the dog basically gets aroused. Now, it could be every time, it could be every other time. Sometimes it won't happen for months, just depending on the tear and what happens if amount of force is put there or whatever the case may be. There are laser surgeries that you can do. They have gotten a lot better at those laser surgeries to fix those veins, to cauterize the vein a lot of times, to stop it from continuing to rupture. I hear that's pretty successful. I haven't had another dog that had the issue since Denzel. Now, that's on the outside. So generally what will happen is once that vein is like that, it's a simple remedy, and this is something to keep in mind if it ever happens to your dog. Just take your glove, apply pressure to the area. If you apply pressure to the area, once the male starts to go down, there's not a lot of blood flow to that area, and the blood will stop. Now, if you just let the dog be there and let him bleed out, which I think is stupid for anybody to just sit there and let the dog bleed out like that, it'll bleed until the dog goes down. You know what I mean? Because of course, all of us know when it comes to that area, it's hardened by blood, so you have a lot of blood pressure in that area. Once that pressure is decreased, it'll stop. Now, it's totally different from the prostate. And this is why I thought it was important to make this video, is because the blood that comes from the prostate is a lot more serious issue, and it can signal a lot of things. Now, it is normal that some young studs, especially with high testosterone, can have a little bit of blood in their prostate, a little bit of blood in their semen, but this also could be a sign of prostate issues. It could be a sign of infection. It could be multiple issues that could be going on to cause this. Sometimes you'll do a culture and you'll see that there's no white blood cells there or anything like that, and you can identify it as a swollen prostate, which can be treated with things like Prosguard, more natural remedies like saw palmetto and different things of that nature. But If there are white blood cells there, then that is an indication of infection. If the infection is there, then you want to get some you want to get some antibiotics, and probably still, even with the antibiotics, you would want to go with like a saw palmetto, because if you have an infection that's affecting the prostate, more than likely the prostate is going to swell anyway. Saw palmetto is great at keeping the swelling down in the prostate, and the prescription is what I just talked about before, Prostate. Those things will help keep that swelling out. It'll keep the irritation out, and you know what I mean. It'll keep your dog with a healthy prostate, which basically the function of the prostate is to help push the semen. You know, so it's something for you to definitely pay attention to. And if you see this in your, if you see some blood in your dog's semen, it's nothing for you to go panicking about and all of that stuff. Just keep an eye on it, and if it's really bad, you know, get to your vet. If it's a lot of blood in there, and get a culture done, and your vet will be able to tell you if the dog needs antibiotics or if it's just basic swelling. And a lot of times, even if they don't see the white blood cells, they'll give you a mild antibiotic anyway as a backup method, just in case, while they also treat for the swelling, because sometimes, you know, just with the swelling alone, they are more apt to end up with some kind of infection. So they'll give you a mild antibiotic to treat the situation. But you know, like I told you guys, it's very, very normal in a lot of these dogs, and really in all breeds, that you can see, you know, blood here and there in the semen. And it's also very normal for a dog to rupture a vein. You know, so there's nothing to lose your mind about or whatever. Just treat it, and you know, you can move forward. There's no need to neuter the dog or anything like that, unless it's a very, very serious infection, or other situations where there's like crystals. This stupid fly. But it's like crystals and stuff like that in the prostate. When it's crystals and stuff in the prostate, now we've got a different issue. And that's something that can be developed. Excuse me for all the noise. But that's something that can be developed basically through a bad diet. If your dog is over the top on protein a lot of times, which is crazy, because in our dog community, we believe that dogs need these massive amounts of protein. Well, if your dog is over the top on protein, your dog can develop prostate issues, you know what I mean? And a lot of times, especially with heavy meat diets, more particular red meat, they'll develop crystals in the prostate. And these crystals can be bad. You know, these crystals can be to the point to where it's got your dog so backed up that it can't even urinate. I'm still trying to get rid of this stupid fly. It's always one that gets me. But anyway, that's the end of the video. I'm gonna get ready to go and kill this damn fly. Until next time, y'all, much love. God bless. Peace.